But when the world needed him most, he vanished.
And now he's back, this time as a monkey who actually juggles balls. And I'm here today to announce my return back to YouTube, this time focusing on BTD6. And I know it's a bit weird to come back, especially after, being gone for more than over a year. But, I think it's time just because of two things. One, I woke up the other day and I saw the Atrioc situation, which I do want to talk about, since he was, one of my favorite pieces of Bloons content was the Popathon, and I think it needs to be addressed. And I just also want to talk about the future of this channel in general. So, first I'm just going to address the Atrioc situation. If you haven't heard about it, there's lots of good videos out there, but I'll just go over it briefly. So Atrioc, he did the Popathon about 6 months ago. He's one of my favorite creators, or he used to be one of my favorite creators. And just the other day, yesterday on the 30th, he was caught when he was switching his tabs while playing Hitman, and there was some deep fake porn of Maya and Pokimane that, if you pause the stream, if you looked at the VOD, it was openly there on his PC. People start addressing it. The clip goes on LSF. I know it's taken down now on LSF, sadly, because, it has the deep fake content is very explicit of Pokemon and Maya, so it did stay on LSF for long. But, a couple days later, I think four-ish days later, Atrioc comes on stream and he does his apology. And I'm just gonna be honest, this apology was really weird, and I don't think it was a great apology because, first of all, he brought attention to the website, which caused the website to make a ton of money, which means he's now giving more power to the deepfake creators who basically use the streamer's likeness and image and create fake porn out of it. And now Atrioc's basically giving him a ton of exposure, so that creator made a ton of money. He's since now taken down all the videos, but he did make a quick bag, and that's also because of Cutie Cinderella's response. And Cutie Cinderella's response is very important because, Atrioc's best friends with Ludwig. Cutie made the cake for their wedding. Ludwig was his best man, I think, or maybe it was Stan's. I'm still hoping to hear Stan's response. But either way, Cutie was part of the people that had deep fakes on that website. And so, seeing that your friend's best friend and someone you made cake for the wedding is, basically jerking off to fake porn of you. I mean, oh my God, it hurt to see a response. And I'm glad she threatened to sue the guy who creates it, because now he's kind of backed off. He's deleted all the videos. But either way, back to Atrioc. He just has his wife Ari. They just got recently married in the background, which a lot of people found awkward, including myself. I mean, you have to kind of feel bad for Ari too, because they just got married. She probably had a lot of trust in Atrioc, and this happened when she was out of town, so I'm sure that broke some of their trust in the relationship. Now that she went out of town and he starts watching fake porn of his friends, because, Atrioc's friends with lots of these people, they're part of the Twitch, the NA Twitch community. They do a lot of events together, so it's just, that has to be heartbreaking for everyone involved. And just the apology was so awkward. He cries a little bit, he kind of gets a little, he tries to set it up, not really as an excuse, but he, talks about, oh, I've been reading so much about deepfakes and AI, so he kind of alludes to the fact that he would, get ads recommended, since, it would be oh, since I read so much of this. He kind of alludes that since he reads so much of this, it's only a matter of time I get a porn ad while he was on Pornhub. And that's just kind of the lie he spins, and I'm sure Ari believes it, but I'm really happy to see like no one else on the internet has believed it, because if you do a couple seconds of digging, you realize that Pornhub doesn't allow deepfake content, and he would have never gotten an ad. And even just that piece of evidence kind of throws his lie to the trash. But then you also find out from the creator himself that he doesn't do ads. His like website is like one of those like OnlyFans types where you have to like pay to enter. It's more of like an underground thing, kind of shady. Like, oh, I don't run ads. It's not really a business. It's like I promote my stuff on other deepfake websites and like Discords, which goes to show that like Atrioc was actively looking for this, or even if he was actively looking for this, he got advertised on some Discord or something. He still paid for it, and that's just like if you're going through and you're running through the credit card details to buy some deepfake porn to your friends, like at that point, you had so many opportunities to just put it away, You look at yourself and be like, this is wrong, I'm not going to do it. But he went through every step of that process. There was probably like at least 7 steps to get to where he was, and every single step he just kept going through. And I mean, that just hurts to see, because also in his apology that was weird, he's like, oh, I call booba spam cringe, and like I've created such a like safe place on my stream for women. And it's like, okay, like sure you called booba spam cringe, but that's like very performative stuff, like just because you call booba spam cringe and you like ban people who are weird, like that's performative. It's really your actions at the end of the day which creates a safe space for female viewers. And the action of like paying and supporting deepfake porn of streamers that don't want to be sexualized, well, it doesn't really matter what performative shit you do. It's like that action in particular just doesn't really make it a safe space for, female viewers or any viewer who just isn't into over-sexualization. And like, I don't know, the deepfake porn is just really unethical because no one's consenting to it. You're making, like, it's definitely grounds for lawsuit. I wonder if QT will sue him. I hope she does. But yeah, I just want to express my disappointment from Atrioc, as a part of his community. Very disappointed. I know he harmed basically all of his friendships, and I just feel bad for Cutie and his wife the most, and everyone else involved. But yeah, he was a big part of why I fell in love with BTD6, so I just want to point out that very disappointed him. But on some lighter news, I'm pretty excited because this recent weekend I've been getting better at BTD6, and I just got some top 50 runs on the boss leaderboards, and I've been thinking of, making some content for my own, like tutorials and stuff, but I also want it to be like funner content, like challenges and stuff like that. More of like the basic stuff, like simple race tutorials where I'll be adding commentary, because a lot of them don't have commentary, and they just like throw in some like Giga Chad music, like fucking Fat Rat something, like it's always like some crazy ass music, and they're not really explaining what's going on in the race, so I can explain that. I can explain boss events, I'll add commentary, do like easy and ranked tutorials, all that, like the normal stuff. But I also want to do like challenge videos, kind of like ISAB, but probably never be as good as ISAB, but I'd love to do some challenge videos. But I also want to add like a monthly little special episode called Bloons News. I've been working on Bloons News for a while now. I'm thinking of making it like a monthly thing or maybe a weekly thing if I have enough time, because I'm currently, at university. But if I have enough time, I'd like to do it like weekly or at least monthly, and just do like a little news segment where we could bring on like a special guest each episode and just talk about all the news that's happening in the Bloons community. Especially, like with the Beast Handler coming up, I think our first episode's going to be great. When that update drops, we'll talk about the update. We'll talk about what's happening in the community, especially that there's a new top post in r/BTD6, which is a little controversial because the top post is basically supporting an artist who draws like children in very explicit ways. So I don't know how to feel about how that became the top post recently, just because some guy drew a sexy monkey. And then there's, other stuff, like how there's been a ton of, like, these farm races, and that there's like these new achievements being leaked, which is gonna be sick because I know they're gonna add a new mode called Quest that they've talked about, which, you know, just like a lot of stuff. Update people monthly. I'd love to like bring on a special guest every month. I'd love to talk to someone in the community about what they're up to, what happened this month for them, and yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. But it's something to look forward to. And besides Bloons news and like Bloons related content, I'll do some live streams. Probably live stream the boss events because those are my favorite. But I'm also looking into Moist Critical's monthly speedrun challenges, and I think one of my first ever live streams can be doing the Exodus from the Earth speedrun challenge, which looks really cool. And I think every month I'll try and compete and get the best time, just because I love Moist Critical, and I think his speedrun challenge is bringing a lot of recognition to very talented speedrunners and giving them a chance to win money. And who knows, maybe one of these months I'll get the God run and actually become a finisher in one of his challenges. Other than that, I might do some other variety content if anyone wants. I mean, I enjoy running. I enjoy like esports. I could make, and I'm also thinking of maybe doing some video essays because I love doing video essays. But you know, everything one step at a time. The main thing I'll be focusing on is just Bloons because, you know, ever since the disappointment of BTD Battles 2, I was thinking of making a Battles 2 review, which I think I should. But I have to point out that Orange E made a great video on the Bloons history. It's one of the most popular Bloons videos right now. I think it has like 4 to 5 million views, and he honestly deserves all that support because when he did his like entire history of Bloons, his Battles 2 segment was great. It was honestly one of the best segments I've ever seen. And basically every point I wanted to make in my video, because I already had like a script being half made, I just stopped making that video because Orange E did so good. But I'm looking to bring it back once like the dust settles and Orange E gets all of his support. And you know, I'd love to bring Orange E on Bloons News one month. I think his video was amazing. He went so in depth for everything, and yeah, no, just one of the best videos I've ever seen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the VT Battles review. Battles 2, because it was such a disappointment. I really dislike what they did with the whole Battles 2 launch and continuing, and how they just punted that game into the ground. So yeah, I'll be working on those new videos right after I upload this. Probably looking for maybe a race commentary tutorial or a challenge video coming soon, and then I'll announce on maybe my socials when Bloons News is coming out, or I'll post on the community tab. But yeah, Bloons News is going to be my next big project I look forward to. In the background here is a nice little tier 2 no farm setup. If you're looking for some easy ways to beat Bloonarius, you're just going to want some overdrives. Bottom path ninja, middle path dartley, and then bottom path cannon will do the trick. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I'm back, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.